Imagine waking up tomorrow and stepping into a home that feels emotionally light, where the air is calm, the rooms feel supportive, and nothing around you pulls your mind into stress, memories, or mental noise. In Japan, this kind of emotional clarity is not created by chance. It is the result of small, intentional habits practiced every day, habits that remove not just physical clutter, but emotional clutter. Emotional clutter is the invisible weight stored in objects, corners, routines, and even colors inside your home. And today, I'm going to show you 11 Japanese habits that remove emotional clutter and replace it with order, clarity, and inner peace. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you something. Tell me which country and city you're watching from. I'd love to know and leave you a heart. And don't forget to subscribe and help me reach the goal of 1,000 likes. The first Japanese habit that removes emotional clutter is the habit of clearing Yohaku, the intentional white space of the home. Japanese families leave certain surfaces, shelves, and corners empty on purpose. These empty spaces work like a breath inside the home, calming the nervous system and preventing visual overload. Emotional clutter starts with visual clutter, and Yohaku dissolves it immediately. The second habit is the nightly release. Before sleeping, Japanese households release one small item, an expired receipt, a broken tool, an unused cloth, or a forgotten product. This micro-decluttering keeps the home emotionally aligned with the present, instead of burdened by the past. The third Japanese habit is practicing mochitsuke, the art of putting things back softly and intentionally. This gentle motion rewires the mind to treat the home with respect. When objects return to their place with calmness, the entire emotional environment becomes steady and composed. The fourth habit is resetting emotional centers, the entryway, the bedroom, and the kitchen. These are the spaces where emotional energy accumulates most. Japanese families keep them light, simple, and predictable so that the mind can recover quickly after stressful days. The fifth habit is eliminating unfinished business. A cup left on a counter, a half-folded blanket, a drawer left open, all of these create emotional tension. Japanese households close loops immediately to prevent the mind from carrying small, unnecessary stress. The sixth habit is choosing calming materials, warm wood, soft fabrics, natural fibers, and gentle textures. In Japan, harsh artificial materials are avoided because they activate the senses too strongly. Natural materials soothe the mind and dissolve subtle emotional agitation. The seventh habit is the practice of harai, symbolic cleansing. This doesn't mean anything religious. It simply means refreshing energy by opening windows, shaking out cloths, or wiping surfaces with warm water. These simple actions reset the emotional atmosphere. The eighth Japanese habit is kakebo for the home, a mindful inventory of belongings. Instead of accumulating randomly, Japanese families review what they own with awareness. This reduces emotional attachment to unused objects and prevents silent clutter from growing. The ninth habit is the practice of mono-no-aware, the gentle acceptance that objects come and go, just like seasons and moments. This mindset makes it easier to let go of things that serve their purpose. Emotional clutter dissolves when attachment softens. The 10th habit is keeping a peace path, a clear walking route through the home. When pathways are blocked or narrowed, the mind feels constricted. When the path is open, the mind relaxes. And the 11th Japanese habit is the most beautiful of all, creating a single emotional sanctuary inside the home. This might be a chair near a window, a small table with nothing but a plant, or a clean corner with soft lighting. This sanctuary becomes the home's quiet heart, a space where emotional clutter cannot enter. These 11 habits work together to remove the invisible weight that accumulates in every home. And in the next part, we will explore the first 3 habits, Yohaku, nightly release, and Mochitsuke, so you can understand how they reshape the emotional atmosphere of your home in powerful, immediate ways. One of these insights may completely change how your home feels within a single day. To remove emotional clutter from your home, the first 3 Japanese habits, Yohaku, nightly release, and Mochitsuke, are absolutely transformative. These are not cleaning techniques. They are emotional practices that change the way your mind interacts with your space. When these habits become part of your rhythm, your home stops speaking loudly and instead begins to whisper calm back to you. Let's begin with the first habit, clearing Yohaku, the intentional white space of the home. In many households, empty space is mistakenly seen as wasted space. People rush to fill every corner, every shelf, every wall, believing that fullness is beauty. But in Japan, fullness creates heaviness. Yohaku teaches that emptiness creates peace. Yohaku is the pause in a song, the breath between thoughts, the blank space that allows the eye to rest. When a surface is clear, a dresser top, a nightstand, a coffee table, your mind unclenches. Visual silence becomes emotional silence. This habit is powerful because emotional clutter often begins with visual clutter. Every object in your line of sight demands your attention, even if you don't consciously notice it. A scattered table sends a message. A crowded bookshelf sends a message. A cluttered bathroom counter sends a message. Yohaku eliminates these messages. It replaces them with stillness, and your mind responds instantly. The second Japanese habit that dissolves emotional clutter is the nightly release. This practice is subtle but deeply effective. Instead of waiting for a big decluttering day, Japanese households release one small item each night. One receipt, one expired product, one towel that's too old, one item that no longer matches their lifestyle, one tiny thing. This slow, consistent releasing rewires the mind. It teaches that letting go is normal, not dramatic. It teaches that the home should serve the present, not the past. And it prevents emotional build-up, the weight of seeing things you know you don't need but haven't dealt with. Emotional clutter thrives in postponed decisions. The nightly release dissolves that weight gently without overwhelm. Over 30 days, you've removed 30 pieces of emotional friction. Over a year, you've removed hundreds, and your home becomes lighter without a single stressful decluttering session. The third Japanese habit is mochitsuke, putting things back with intention. This is not the same as simply cleaning up. Mochitsuke is a slow, mindful motion. It means returning an object to its home gently, not hurriedly. It means closing a drawer softly. It means placing a cup on a shelf with awareness. The movement itself creates calm. You are telling your space, I see you, I care for you. Mochitsuke also teaches your mind to anchor itself. When you place objects gently, your nervous system relaxes. When you return things intentionally, your emotional world steadies. And when you repeat this habit daily, your home begins to feel emotionally coherent. Mochitsuke also eliminates the psychological noise created by objects placed for now. Nothing is left in limbo, nothing floats. When things have a home and return to that home softly, emotional clutter cannot accumulate. Yohaku clears your visual field. The nightly release clears your past. Mochitsuke clears your emotional rhythm. These 3 habits together change the way your home feels even before anything looks different. But we are only getting started. In the next part, we will explore habits 4, 5, and 6. Resetting emotional centers, eliminating unfinished business, and choosing calming materials. These habits hold the key to dissolving the anxiety and tension trapped inside your space. And the next insight, emotional centers, might completely change the way you organize your home. To remove emotional clutter from your home, the next 3 Japanese habits, resetting emotional centers, eliminating unfinished business, and choosing calming materials, are essential. These habits focus on the places where emotional tension collects, sometimes without you even realizing it. When you shift these areas, the entire atmosphere of your home changes instantly. Let's begin with the 4th habit, resetting emotional centers. In Japan, certain areas of the home are considered emotional hotspots, spaces where energy gathers and influences the entire environment. These are the entryway, the bedroom, and the kitchen. Resetting these centers daily prevents emotional heaviness from spreading. The entryway, or genkan, holds the energy of transition. If shoes are scattered, bags are tossed on the floor, or surfaces are cluttered, the moment you walk in, your mind feels disorganized. A clean entryway tells your nervous system, you're safe now, you're home. The bedroom is the emotional recovery zone. If it's cluttered, the mind cannot settle, and the body struggles to rest deeply. A simple nightly reset, folding blankets, clearing nightstands, and softening lighting creates instant emotional relief. And the kitchen is the emotional engine of the home. When the sink is full or counters are messy, stress spreads silently into other rooms. Resetting the kitchen after meals keeps the emotional tone of the house light and stable. These emotional centers anchor your well-being. When they stay balanced, your entire home feels balanced. The 5th habit is eliminating unfinished business. In Japanese homes, small unfinished tasks are seen as emotional irritants. A cup left out, a laundry basket half folded, a drawer left open, a blanket tossed instead of placed. These tiny details seem insignificant, but each one creates subconscious tension. Your mind interprets every incomplete task as something unresolved, and unresolved things drain emotional energy. To prevent this, Japanese families close loops immediately. They finish small tasks fully before moving to the next moment. This habit removes the psychological weight of "I still need to," and replaces it with a feeling of completion and relief. The 6th habit is choosing calming materials, a key part of Shizen, natural harmony. Japanese homes avoid materials that overstimulate the senses. Shiny plastics, harsh metals, loud patterns, and artificial textures create subtle stress. Instead, Japanese households use soft wood, natural fabrics, cotton, linen, bamboo, and organic textures that calm the body and mind. The materials you touch matter. The textures you see matter. The surfaces you interact with daily shape your emotional experience. When your home feels natural, your mind feels natural. When your home feels gentle, your emotions soften. Shifting materials, even in small ways, can instantly transform emotional tension into emotional ease. These 3 habits, resetting emotional centers, eliminating unfinished business, and choosing calming materials, dig deeper than tidying. They shape the emotional structure of your home. They eliminate tension before it becomes stress. They turn movement into mindfulness, and they help your space feel coherent, gentle, and restorative. But there are still more layers. In the next part, we will explore the 7th, 8th, and 9th Japanese habits: Harai cleansing, mindful home inventory, and mono-no aware. These habits address the emotional energy held inside objects themselves, and how to release the weight you didn't even know you were carrying. And the next insight, Hare, may completely change the way you refresh your space. To remove emotional clutter from your home, the next 3 Japanese habits, Hare cleansing, mindful home inventory, and mono-no aware, deal with something deeper than objects or organization. They address the energy held within your belongings, the emotional history attached to them, and the way your mind interprets every item in your environment. When these habits become part of your routine, your home begins to feel lighter, cleaner, and emotionally freer, even if very little changes visually. Let's begin with the 7th habit, Hare, the practice of symbolic cleansing. In Japan, cleansing is not just about removing dust or dirt, it's about refreshing the energy of the home. Emotional clutter builds up silently in the form of stale air, untouched corners, lingering scents, and heavy atmosphere. Harai dissolves that stagnation. This can be as simple as opening all the windows for 5 minutes to let new air flow through every room. It can be shaking out blankets, letting sun hit fabrics, sweeping lightly even when the floor looks clean, or wiping surfaces with warm water. These small movements reset the emotional energy of the home. They tell your nervous system the old energy is gone. This is a fresh moment. Harai is powerful because emotional clutter often hides where the eye cannot see. The 8th Japanese habit is kakebo for the home, a mindful inventory of belongings. In Japan, families regularly review what they own, not in a stressful, all-day cleaning session, but as a gentle, ongoing conversation with their space. They ask questions like, does this still serve me? Does this reflect the life I'm living now? Does this item make my home heavier or lighter? This mindful inventory dissolves emotional attachment to objects that no longer belong in your present life. It prevents accumulation from creeping in. It keeps your home aligned with who you are today, not who you were years ago. When you practice kakebo for the home, you stop clinging unconsciously to outdated objects that drain your emotional energy. And little by little, the home becomes clearer. The 9th Japanese habit is mono-no-aware, the gentle acceptance that everything, objects, moments, seasons, comes and goes. This principle softens emotional attachment. It teaches that letting go is not rejection. It is honoring the natural flow of life. When an item has served you, you can thank it and release it. When a season of your life ends, you can make space for the next. When a belonging no longer fits your current rhythm, you free it without guilt. Mono-no-aware removes the emotional weight of holding on just in case, because it was expensive, or because it used to matter. By accepting impermanence, emotional clutter dissolves naturally. You stop carrying what no longer belongs to you. These 3 habits, Harai cleansing, mindful home inventory, and mono-no-aware, free the emotional layer of your home. They clear invisible heaviness. They help you move through your space without tension. They make your home feel alive, dynamic, and emotionally supportive. But there are still 2 Japanese habits left, habits that give your home a sense of movement, freedom, and emotional grounding every day. In the next part, we will explore the 10th and 11th habits, the peace path and the emotional sanctuary. These final habits reveal the heart of an emotionally uncluttered home, and the next insight, the peace path, may completely change the way you arrange your space. To remove emotional clutter from your home and create an environment that supports your inner peace every single day, the next 2 Japanese habits, the peace path and the emotional sanctuary, are essential. These habits shape the way you move through your space and the way your space speaks to your mind. They determine whether your home feels restful or overwhelming, grounding or chaotic, healing or draining. When you understand these habits deeply, your home begins to support your emotional well-being on a physical, visual, and energetic level. Let's begin with the 10th habit, maintaining a peace path. In Japanese homes, pathways are intentional. They are not blocked by furniture, storage boxes, piles of clothing, or decorative items. The path from one room to another is always clear. Why? Because your body's movement influences your mind's movement. When the route through your home is narrow, blocked, or cluttered, the mind perceives restriction. It creates subtle anxiety, irritation, or pressure. But when the path is open, even just a few feet wide, the mind interprets spaciousness. Your body relaxes, your breath deepens. Your emotional tension eases. A peace path is simply this, a clear line of movement through the home, uncluttered and unobstructed. You can walk freely, breathe freely, and see the space clearly. The home feels lighter instantly. This path doesn't need to be dramatic. It can be as simple as clearing objects from the hallway, moving furniture so movement flows naturally, keeping the floor open, or ensuring doorways are free of visual noise. A peace path signals to your mind, you are safe. You are supported. You are free to move. When you experience that feeling every time you walk through your home, emotional clutter begins to dissolve. The 11th habit is one of the most powerful Japanese practices for inner peace, creating an emotional sanctuary inside your home. Japanese families often maintain one small area, a corner, a chair, a low table, a windowsill, that is intentionally kept peaceful at all times. This sanctuary is free from clutter, noise, or unfinished tasks. It might contain a single plant, a soft lamp, a cushion, or simply nothing at all. What matters is not what the sanctuary contains. It's how the sanctuary feels. It is a place your mind associates with exhaling. It becomes the emotional heart of the home. Even if the rest of the house is going through a busy moment, this sanctuary remains calm. It is protected. This small, peaceful space sends a powerful psychological message. There is always a calm place for you. And that message alone reduces emotional clutter. It creates stability. It creates grounding. It gives your home a spiritual center. When you combine the peace path with your emotional sanctuary, your home gains its own nervous system, paths that calm you, and a heart that restores you. The home becomes a partner in your emotional well-being. It begins to support your inner balance instead of silently overwhelming it. These two final habits complete the 11 Japanese practices that remove emotional clutter from your home. But in the next part, we will bring everything together, showing how these habits work as one harmonious system that transforms not just your environment, but your inner life. The final part will give you a powerful, inspiring vision of what your home can become when emotional clutter is gently removed. A home free from emotional clutter is not created through grand reorganizations or dramatic minimalism. It is created through gentle, intentional habits, small actions practiced consistently with awareness, gratitude, and presence. When you bring together the 11 Japanese habits we explored, you create a home that doesn't just look tidy, it feels deeply peaceful. A home that supports your mind instead of overstimulating it. A home that helps you breathe more easily, think more clearly, and move through your day with greater emotional stability. Yohaku removes visual noise and gives your mind a place to rest. The nightly release prevents your home from being weighed down by the past. Mochitsuke infuses your actions with intention and calmness. Resetting emotional centers, entryway, bedroom, kitchen, keeps your home's energy stable. Eliminating unfinished business frees you from the invisible tension of incomplete tasks. Calming materials soothe your senses and nurture emotional softness. Hare cleanses the energy of the home, not just the surfaces. The mindful home inventory keeps your belongings aligned with who you are today. Mono no Aware teaches gentle release and emotional flow. The peace path protects your movement and calms your nervous system. And your emotional sanctuary gives you a place to return to, a soft, grounded heart at the center of your home. When these habits come together, your home becomes more than a physical space. It becomes a mirror of your inner balance, a partner in your well-being, a sanctuary that quietly supports every moment of your day. The beauty of these Japanese habits is that you don't need to apply all of them at once. You only need to begin with one. Perhaps you clear a surface to create Yohaku, or release a single item tonight, or create a tiny emotional sanctuary, or simply open a window to let old energy out. One small action will shift the atmosphere inside your home. And once you feel that shift, the desire for more peace, more balance, and more clarity will grow naturally. Before you leave this video, I want to invite you to subscribe and share this content with someone who deserves a lighter, calmer home. Your support helps this community grow and allows me to continue bringing you videos that restore your space, your peace, and your inner world. Thank you for being here, and may your home remain a place of quiet order, gentle clarity, and deep emotional peace.